She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is. I always have friends where I work, and if I don't have friends at the job, I will not keep the job.
I think I'm going to miss the friends that I have here.
These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should...
This online commentator said, disgusting Joy Behar of The View accuses
democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie, and yes, you will.
You actually care about the audience and care about reaching out, which to a lot of conservatives, which, by the way, you're going to have to win them over to get to the White House one way or another, is important.
Joy Behar has been a staple on The View for decades. But out of nowhere, she's gone. Just like that. No farewell episode, no dramatic send-off, just a vague statement from ABC saying she was stepping away. But here's the thing. That's not the full story.
I'm talking about people and the producers and the publicists and the makeup and hair people. I'm going to miss that the most, I think.
Rumors are swirling that Behar's departure wasn't voluntary at all. In fact, there's growing speculation that a scandal involving a lawsuit forced ABC's hand. So, what really happened? And why is the network refusing to come clean? Stay with me. Because once you hear the details behind this controversy, you'll never look at The View the same way again. Love her or hate her, Joy Behar has never shied away from controversy.
I always have friends where I work, and if I don't have friends at the job, I will not keep the job.
You know, I've had a lot of therapy, and that's what you need at The View.
For years, she's been one of The View's most outspoken panelists, taking shots at politicians, celebrities, and sometimes even her own co-hosts. And no matter how much backlash she faced, ABC always stood by her. They defended her through scandals, public feuds, and even moments that nearly got her fired. But this time was different. So what was the final straw? It all started with a single comment. During a segment on The View, Behar made a remark about Karoline Leavitt, Donald Trump's former press secretary.
President signed. There's also a freeze on hiring, as you know, a regulatory freeze, and there's also a freeze on foreign aid.
And let's just say, it didn't sit well with people. Behar suggested that Leavitt wasn't hired for her political expertise, her experience, or her qualifications, but simply because she was attractive in Trump's eyes. Now, let's pause for a second. This is Joy Behar we're talking about, the same woman who has built her entire brand on calling out sexism in media, politics, and entertainment.
I always have friends where I work, and if I don't have friends at the job, I will not keep the job.
You know, I've had a lot of therapy, and that's what you need at The View.
But in this moment, she did exactly what she has accused others of doing for years, reducing a woman's entire career to her looks. And people noticed. Social media exploded. Hashtags like #CancelJoyBehar and #FireJoyBehar started trending. Critics from all political sides called her out for blatant hypocrisy. But Behar, she brushed it off, laughing about the backlash like it was nothing. That's when things took a turn she wasn't expecting.
I always have friends where I work, and if I don't have friends at the job, I will not keep the job.
You know, I've had a lot of therapy.
Karoline Leavitt didn't just fire back on social media, she took legal action. That's right, Leavitt sued Joy Behar for defamation, claiming that her comments weren't just offensive, they were damaging to her professional reputation. And this wasn't just a slap on the wrist kind of lawsuit. Legal experts say that if Behar was found guilty, the consequences could have been massive, not just for her, but for ABC as well. Suddenly, this wasn't just another Joy Behar says something outrageous moment. This was a full-blown legal crisis. And ABC, they were not prepared for what happened next.
Democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie, and yes, you will.
Behind the scenes, ABC executives were in panic mode. For years, they had stood by Behar no matter how controversial she got. But this was different. This wasn't just a PR disaster, this was a lawsuit. And if it went to court, ABC could be dragged into the mess right alongside her. Emergency meetings were held, legal teams were consulted, and soon the network faced a brutal choice: keep Behar and risk a messy, reputation-destroying legal battle, or cut her loose and try to save face before things got worse.
And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
At this point, it was clear Joy Behar had become a liability. And that's when ABC made the decision that no one saw coming. Out of nowhere, ABC released a short, carefully worded statement. Joy Behar has decided to step away from The View. But here's the thing. Anyone who has followed Joy Behar's career knows this wasn't her choice. The timing was way too suspicious. One minute she's cracking jokes and brushing off the controversy, the next she's gone. It didn't add up. Insiders claim that Behar was pushed out behind closed doors, that ABC executives saw the legal risk and decided she wasn't worth the trouble anymore.
I always have friends at work.
It's nice.
There's no other reason to go to work.
No, we've been friends a long time. I'm teasing
She is
Joy.
teasing
I'm
me.
teasing
Because
Joy.
you were not the backstage friends. I was talking about backstage.
I know.
The reaction? Mixed. Some fans cheered, saying Behar finally faced consequences for her actions. Others argued that this was just another case of cancel culture winning again. Either way, one thing was certain: Behar's time on The View was officially over. Now, the big question is, what happens to The View? With Behar gone, will the show bring in a new panelist just as outspoken as her? Or will they play it safe to avoid another PR disaster?
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
And what about the lawsuit? Will ABC settle quietly to make it all go away? Or could this battle drag on in court, exposing even more behind-the-scenes drama? And then, there's Joy Behar herself. Will she break her silence and finally tell the truth about what happened? Or will she disappear from the spotlight for good? One thing is for sure: this story is far from over.
Democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie, and yes, you will.
So now, we turn it over to you. Was Joy Behar's exit justified, or was she unfairly targeted? Did ABC make the right call by cutting ties, or was this just another example of networks bowing to public pressure? And most importantly, do you think The View will ever be the same without her? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because trust me, we're just getting started. This story is still unfolding. Stay tuned, because the next big twist could be coming any day now.